This is your toolkit that comes with every bike. It will have all the tools you will need. This is being your wrenches that of all sizes that you will need for your bike. This little tool will help not only remove the controller if need be, but to also tighten your brake rotor on your wheel. Then you have a 6mm, which is going to be used for your seat, a 5mm, which is going to be used for your stem, your brakes, and a couple other places on your bike. And then you have a 4mm, which will help with your handlebar if you want to put a rack on your bike, just kind of all of the tools. And then right here is your 3mm, which you will use to tighten your display to make sure it's in the position that you will need. So when you receive your bike, it will be coming in a box. My recommendation is to, if you have a box cutter lying around, to make vertical cuts from this side down to this side down. And after that, you can pull your actual box out and then pull your bike directly out with no hassle. First thing I like to start with is your tire. It is held together by 4 different zip ties that you will need to cut off. And in order to remove the tire, you will need to position this down here so that you can slide the tire off. They will come slightly deflated, so it will need air. Second, we'll be removing your handlebar and placing it in your stem. You'll just need to remove all of the plastic coverings and then use a 4mm to unscrew these off completely. Be sure when you are installing your handlebar that the front fork is facing forward, because if it is facing backward, the geometry of your bike will give your bike a weird feeling. So like I said, just be sure to make sure your front fork is moving forward. Also, when you're looking at your brake line, your rear brake line, make sure that it's on this side of the down tube so that it's not wrapped around your front at all, bending the wire, making the rear brake really hard to tune, and also the efficiency of your brake. And then as far as the handlebar angle, it's really up to you. As far as our rentals, if you've tried our rentals, they are set at 60. You can move it to either or depending on how you want to ride. But like I said, this is a 5mm to loosen and to tighten. Make sure that this is really, really tight, or this will actually shake when you are riding. So like I said, just be sure to make sure this is tight with a 5mm, and these are also tight. These are a 4mm. Using this tool in your toolkit, you will be able to tighten all of the screws around your rotor. This comes detached, so you want to make sure that this is really, really tight. And you can also use this tool to remove your screws for your controller. More than likely, you won't really have to be messing with this, but this is the tool to remove this plate. So next thing I like to put on is your fender. If you don't want your fender, that's okay, but to put on your fender, it requires a 10mm wrench and also a 5mm hex driver back here. You want to make sure that it's nice and straight. Like this one will need adjustments so that it is more straight. while also it comes with these metal rods back here. If you take a 4mm, this will be inside your bike. If you take a 4mm and unscrew it and and put the screw in with the washer and tighten it up nice and tight, you can get your fender on. And then I would start off with putting your wheel on. So right now I used a 15mm wrench to loosen these and also tighten them onto the front fork. You will need to do brake adjustments right here in the front. It just requires a 5mm hex driver right here, and you just move it left or right. If you take it to any bike shop, they'll be able to do this. This is just kind of your regular bike maintenance. So if you don't feel comfortable with doing it yourself, you can always go to your local bike shop and get this adjusted. Next thing to do is to put your pedals on. It uses a 6mm right here to screw in. With your right, you will screw it in from the left, and with your left, you'll screw it in from the right. Last thing you need to do is to just make sure you do your regular brake tuning on the bike, and then also put your saddle on. That really can be done in your first or second steps. It's really up to you.